Hello children, let's come back to our maths class. In the previous class, we were doing with exercise 2.3, yes? And from exercise 2.3, we have completed sum number 2. And today, we are just going to continue with exercise 2.3. Get ready with your classwork, children. Lay down your classwork, maths textbook, everything you should know. You know, when you have to attend your maths class, you have to get ready with all your books. So get ready with your classworks. Write down today's date and day, and you can just continue. No need to take a new page. This is a continuation of exercise 2.3. Right on the third sum, we have completed two sums already. So only one sum is left out. Let us complete the third sum from exercise 2.3. Right on the third question, find any two rational numbers between 2.236069 and 2.23650550 . So here you have a number which is going on, which is a non-terminating number, and they're asking you to write down this number in form of rational numbers. Okay, children, you know the meaning of rational numbers. That is, you have to write down the number in the form of p upon q, or no need to write down in the form of p upon q. We'll try to write down it in the form of a terminating expansion. Okay, terminating means we'll not go for dot dot dot. We'll just try to find out the numbers which are terminating. Okay, children, let's start with the work. Have you taken on the question? So what are the numbers given to you? The numbers are 2, this is exercise 2.3, 2.3, sum number 3, and the numbers are, write down the numbers properly, children. Do not make mistake while you copy the numbers. It's 2.2360 679 dot dot dot. And also you have to find out the rational number between this number and one more number. What is that number? It's 2.23, okay, 650 5500. So when you just take down the number, children, be careful. Just take two numbers together or three numbers together, so that you may not make mistakes. So it's 2.2360679 dot dot 2.236500500. Okay. Now here the thing is to find out the rational number. So in the previous sum we have found a irrational number. What was the irrational number? Irrational numbers are non-recurring. So when you have to go for an irrational number, you have to find a non-terminating. What is the meaning of non-terminating? It never stops. That you have a continue dot dot dot. Okay, non-terminating and non-recurring. Non-recurring means you don't have a set of numbers repeating again and again. You see here, these numbers, you can call these numbers as irrational numbers because here this is continued. Okay, the numbers are continued and you don't have any particular set of numbers repeating again and again. So we have to find out the rational number between these two numbers. Let us find out the rational numbers. So write down here, therefore required numbers are, or required rational numbers are. Required rational numbers are. I'm going to write down the required rational numbers. See here, I'm just going to focus on the first two numbers here. It's 2, 3. Again, it's 2, 3. They are the same number. 2, 3, 2, 3. So let me go for the next number. What is the next number I have here? 6. Again, here I have 6. So if I take the first three numbers, I cannot find out the actual answers because they are same. 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 6. So I'm going to take the next digit also. Here I have 2, 3, 6, 0. And here I have 2, 3, 6, 5. See, now it's very easy. Yes, children? If I took the first two number, I get 2, 3, 2, 3. So you cannot find out the numbers between 2, 3 and 2, 3. So take the next digit, I get 2, 3, 6 and 2, 3, 6. Again, we have the same number. So I cannot find a number between the same numbers. Yeah. 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 6. So add one more digit. So you take 2, 3, 6, 0. And here you have 2, 3, 6, 5. So now it will be easy for you to find out the number between 2.2360 and 2.2365. Are you getting my point, children? Yeah. This is 60 and this is 65. So very easy. We can just go on filling the numbers. So I can write down the numbers as 2.2361 2.2362. Very simple. 2.2361, 2.2362, 2.2363, 2.2364. Okay. Now the thing is a rational number. That means you have to write the number in the form of a form of p upon q. So you can write down these numbers and you can write down the form in, that is, you can write down the form of p upon q also. Now just see how many numbers are after the decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what you can do, this is 2 and combine all the numbers. So 22361 upon 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 upon 10,000. So this is the rational number. It's 22,361 upon 10,000. So I have removed the decimal point. So if you have to remove the decimal point, you have to divide by as many number of zeros. That is as many number of numbers after the decimal point. So how many numbers are there after the decimal point? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to divide by 10,000. If you have 3 numbers after the decimal point, divide by 1 and 3 zeros. So 1, 0, 0, 0. So 1000. If you have 2 numbers, see, if you have 2.23 means it will be written as 223 upon, how many numbers are there after decimal point? 2. So you have to put 1 and 2 zeros. That makes 100. 223 upon 100. If you have 3.5876, okay, so how many numbers are there after decimal point? 4. So if you have to remove the decimal point or if you have to change the decimal number into rational number, just write down the number as it is, 35876 upon, how many numbers are there after decimal point, children? 4. So you have to put 1 and you have to add the 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 10,000. Getting the point? Yes. So come on, complete this answer. 2.2362. Find out the answer. Come on, write down. This is a decimal way of expressing. You have to write down in the form of a rational number, p upon q. Come on, do it. Complete. Another answer. So 2.2362 will be written as 22362. That is, remove the decimal point upon, how many numbers are there after decimal point? 4. Yes. So put 1 and write 4 zeros. So what do you get there? You get 22362 in the numerator. 22362 upon 1 and 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10,000. That's 22,362 upon 10,000. This is the answer. Clear, children? So with this, we complete our exercise 2.3. Yes? And we have to move to a new exercise. Before we move to a new exercise, let's have a recap of the rational and irrational number once again. That's the important thing that you people have to know. So remember the way of expressing a rational number and also the way of expressing a irrational number. How you express a rational number, children? As a terminating, that is, it stops, that is 1. And also you can write it as non-terminating and recurring. So these are the two ways of expressing a rational number: terminating, stops, non-terminating and recurring. It doesn't stops and it goes on repeating. The set of numbers go on repeating again and again. Irrational number means it's non-terminating. It's non-terminating. It's not going to stop, and also it is non-recurring. So it is not going to repeat. Don't have any set of numbers which are going to repeat again and again. So these are the difference between a rational and an irrational number. You should be able to identify the rational numbers and the irrational numbers. Are you getting my point, children? Okay. So with this, we complete our exercise 2.3, and now we are going to deal with a real number. So till now you have dealt with a natural number, whole numbers, integers, Then we have also studied about the rational numbers and the irrational numbers. Now at the last we are going to learn about a real numbers. What is this real number? Now real number is a mixture of everything. Real number is a mixture of everything. Real numbers includes everything. So we'll have a chart for a real number. Okay children? So get ready with your scale and pencil and give the heading as points to remember. Give the heading as points to remember. You can just continue, no problem. Points to remember. First of all, I'm going to write a point and you write down the point if you have place. And the second thing is to draw a flow chart. You can have, or you can see the chart in page 55. Just come to page 55 children. Can you see a chart there? Yeah, you have for a real chart. So if you have to draw the chart in a new page, do not draw the chart in, if you have half page left also, no need to use that page. You have to use a new page for drawing the chart of real numbers. Are you getting my point children? Okay. So this point you write down in the page. This is a definition for real numbers. Write down the definition for real numbers. Write down real numbers consist, real numbers consist of all rational numbers and all the irrational numbers. Consist of all the rational numbers and all the rational and all the irrational numbers. All the rational numbers. You can put your rational numbers. Real numbers consist of all the rational numbers and all the irrational numbers. So it is a combination of all the rational and all the irrational numbers. So this is what you call as real numbers. Just underline this part. Rational and irrational. You have to underline using a scale and a pencil. Have you completed? Now you are going to draw a flow chart in the new page. This is the point we have written for a real numbers. And now whatever I am going to draw, you are going to draw a new page. You can use a page the same way. That is, you can use your book standing wise, or you can just turn your book and draw the chart. Expand your figure and you can draw. The first thing is a real chart. That is, you have to draw a chart for a real number. So real numbers. This is to write down. This is point number 1 here, and this is point number 2. Real numbers. What is there under real numbers? You have to break this into 2. That is, real numbers contains rational and irrational number. So put here, this is rational number and this is irrational. Use a new page for drawing a flow chart. Rational numbers, irrational numbers. I'll just wait for you children. Use your scale and pencil and complete the flow chart. No one is going to do directly with your hands. I want the figure neatly. Come on, start with the work. You can just refer page 55 for the flow chart. You have the flow chart in page 55. So real numbers consist of rational numbers and irrational numbers. So after writing down the first point, the second point is the flow chart. Okay. Have you done? Now, again, this rational number is going to break into 2. You know that the rational numbers can be expressed as terminating and one more thing, terminating and non-terminating recurring. That's what I have explained you previously. Yes. So write down here, this is terminating terminating. This is 1, and here it's non-terminating, and sorry, okay, non-terminating and recurring. And for irrational numbers, you have only one way of expressing, that is non-terminating and non-recurring. Non-terminating and non-recurring. So real numbers are made of rational numbers and irrational numbers. Then under rational numbers, you're going to write down as terminating and non-terminating and recurring. That is, rational numbers can be expressed as terminating expansion or non-terminating and recurring expansion. That is one for rational. And for irrational numbers, you have only one way of expressing, that is non-terminating and non-recurring. Okay, taken down. Lay down the chart properly. You have drawn neatly, children. Lay down neatly. Have you completed, children? Do it neatly. On the heading, it's real numbers. Then you have rational numbers and irrational numbers. And the rational number is being expressed as terminating, non-terminating and recurring. And irrational numbers are expressed as non-terminating and non-recurring. Okay. Now, let's start with a new exercise. And it's exercise 2.4, and this method, whatever method we are going to follow, it's called as visualization through successive magnification. Okay, what is that method called? Visualization. You're going to visualize, you're going to see, you're going to vision, visualize, visualization through successive magnification. What method are we going to do? We are going to visualize. How are we going to visualize? You're going to visualize through successive magnification. What is the meaning of magnification? Have you heard of a magnifying compass, children? If you have just seen this magnifying compass, I'll just tell you. Shall I wrap this part? So if you have to see a very small object, okay? Sometimes we are not able to see some objects through our naked eye. Like just when you just you cannot see any particle through the naked eye. We can just keep it in the microscope, and using the microscope, we can just see the things. Now, what is there? It is a magnifying lens. What you have there? You have a magnifying lens, and you people would have observed in some of the geometry box. You get a magnifying lens. You see, you have a mirror part, and a lens is there, and you have a handle for it. So when you just hold this, and when you just look at the things looks bigger. That is, you are able to see a magnified part. Now, what is the meaning of magnified? Magnified means the size becomes larger. If you have a very tiny part, and when you just look through the magnifying glass, what happens? You are able to see that tiny part, which is get a enlarge the size of that particular object. Getting my point, children? Yeah. So what are we going to do is we are just going to magnify some things. Now, what are we going to magnify here is we are going to magnify the numbers. What are we going to do? We are going to magnify the number. That is, we are going to visualize a particular number through successive magnification. just remember this name. I'll tell you what do you mean by this. When we go on solving the sum, you will get an idea of what is the meaning of this. Okay, children? Now, see here. So what is the topic that we are going to learn now? We are going to learn a topic called visualization through successive manifestation. Successive means what? Again and again we are manifesting. Successive means, okay, I have done one step. Again I'll do one more step. Again I'll do one more step. So I'm going on doing the step one after the other till I get the answer. So again and again we are going with the steps. Again and again we are proceeding with the steps. So this is what we are going to do. Now let's start with the exercise and I'll do one sum, and with the sum I'll explain to you why we give this particular name. So write down exercise 2.4, write down the question. What is the question given to you? The question says represent the following numbers on the number line. Okay. So write down number 1, exercise 2.4. Represent the following numbers. Represent the following numbers on the number line. Again, for this sum, I want you to use a new paper. No one is going to use a half sheet or a quarter sheet. No one. No 3/4, nothing. You have to use a new page for the sum. For each and every sum here, we have totally 3 sums. And I'll be giving you some sums for homework also. So you people have to use a new page for each sum. It will be a step-by-step sum because you're going to do successive magnification. Successive magnification means what? You are going to magnify step by step. So we have to use a single page, a new page for each sum. Write down the question. Represent the following numbers on the number line. Numbers on the number line. Write down here. Write down here the method. Successive magnification. Successive. Success. Double S. Successive magnification. So SUCCE success. IVE. Successive magnification. You are going to represent the following numbers on the number line using successive magnification. On the first sum, it's 5.348. I need a bigger line space. So I'll be rubbing this part. Just stay on this question, children. I'll rub this and I'll take down the question. On the question, you have to add on this part. It's not added there. You just add your successive magnification. We are going to use the method successive magnification. So represent the following numbers on the number line using successive magnification. Have you written the question? Okay, let's start with the first sum. What is the first sum given to you? It's 5.348. I have told you that we need a long sheet, so I'm just wrapping the question so that I will get some space for completing the sums. The first one is 5.348. You people get ready with your scale and pencil. We have to draw a number line and we have to see here. The thing is 5.348. You have to plot the number 5.348. See, when you are told that plot 5 on the number line, I can easily plot the number 5 on the number line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somewhere here it comes. Now here the thing is you have to plot 5.348. So you have to magnify. We are going deep. We are just going deeper to the number. It's 5.348. We are not just taking the whole number as 5. We are going for 5. So we are going to find out the answer in step by step. Okay, we are going to follow some steps and we are going to get the answer. So you have to draw a number line. So just draw the number lines properly, children. Draw it neatly. So this is the question. So you start the first number line from the, just leave some space and you can start over here. So first of all, I'm going to draw a number line. Draw a number line, children, everyone. Draw a number line. I'm going to be slow. I'll just go slow. You can complete the sum along with me. Try to complete the sums along with me. So first thing is you have to draw a number line. Have you drawn a number line? Okay. So now what is the number we have? We have the number 5.348. Okay. So it's 5.348. So the number is 5. That means this number is going to lie between 5 and 6. So where is this number going to lie? 5.3. So it's 5.3 means this number will lie between 5 and 6. Somewhere, where is this number present? It is present somewhere between 5 and 6. If I talk about 7.345, where is this number going to lie? This number is going to lie between 7 and 8. If you have 9.98 somewhat, where this number is going to lie? This number is going to lie between 9 and 10. If you have 1.2345678, where is number going to lie? This number is going to lie between, it's 1 point, okay? So 1 point means this number is going to lie between 1 and 2. Getting my point? So now what is the number here? It's 5.348. So where is this number going to lie? This number is going to lie between 5 and 6. Getting my point? Okay. So now what are you going to do is, you're just going to keep your scale and you're going to mark the numbers properly. You have to use your scales for the marking. Just use your 0, then take 1 centimeter distance and put your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I know the number is going to lie between 5 and 6. No need to go for further steps. You can just take 5, 6, enough. And put here -1, -2. I'm just taking 2 numbers, enough. So I have taken a first number line. I have drawn a first number line. Write on the numbers. You know that 5.348 is somewhere between 5 and 6. I don't know the exact position. We are going to find out the exact position of this, okay? So you have to draw the number line. Put 0 first, okay? Write down the origin first. Then write down all the positive number to the right side. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After writing the positive number, to the left you write 1 or 2 numbers. No, enough. You can just write down 1 or 2 numbers. That's enough. Have you completed the first line, children? You have to do the sums along with me. Do not waste your time. I have given you sufficient time. This is a new type of sum, so I'm just going slow. You just understand the concept, children. Okay. Is the first line done? Complete the first line. Okay. So you know that 5.348 lies between 5 and 6. So I have just taken till 5 and 6. Now, very simple thing. I'm going to magnify this. What I'm going to do? I'm going to magnify this area. Which area I'm going to magnify? I'm going to magnify the area between 5 and 6. Just keep a magnifying lens. Think that your eyes are the magnifying lens and you're going to magnify this. So when you magnify 5 and 6, what you get? See here, children? So here you write down 5. The first number will be taken as 5. And after 5, you have to write as 5.1. Remember, children? So what are you going to write? 5.1, then 5.2, then 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, 5.9, and at the last 6. Okay. So what we have done? We have magnified this 5 and 6. You know that 5.348 is going to present between 5 and 6. So you are going to magnify 5 and 6. So what you get? 5 and 6 you write at the first and the last. And in between what you write? 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, 5.9 and 6. Don't write 6.0, just write down 6. Enough. So we have magnified. Are you getting my point, children? What we have done? We have magnified. Which area are we magnifying? We are magnifying 5 and 6. What is the meaning of magnify? The meaning of magnify is enlarge. Enlarge. Focus. Just focus. Very close focus. Have a close focus on it. So I have magnified 5, 6 and I get 5, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, 5.9 and 6. Just go for the second step. And now, very important thing, you have to take your scale and just see here, you have this 5 and this 6 is there, children, yes? So you are just going to draw a shaded line. You are going to touch that lines. Touch the shaded lines. See? You are going to touch 6 and 6 and touch 5 and 5. You are going to, or you can just keep your scales and draw, no problem. Lines below it. Try to draw a straight line, okay? So join 5 and 5 using a dotted line. Don't draw a straight line. You have to draw a dotted line, and this is 6. So I have magnified. See, this was the smallest area, 5 and 6. Now what we have done, we have enlarged it. So how is the enlarged area? See, 5 and 6. This is enlarged, magnified. 5, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, 5.9, 6. Done. Is the second line done? Is the second step done, children? Okay, good. Now, what are we going to do? Next thing is, we want 5.348. Okay. So, we have, first thing is, we found that this number is going to lie between 5 and 6. Okay. So, I am going to get somewhere here. Now, we have many numbers, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3. Now, where is this number going to lie? Where is this 3, 4 going to lie, children? So, 3, 4 will be lying between 3 and 4. Not 5.348. So, where this number will lie? This number will lie between 5.3 to 5.4. So, we are going to enlarge this number. Now, again, I am going to magnify which part? I am going to magnify 5.3 and 5.4. Let us magnify this part. So, I'll get a number line again. That's why I told you, you have to use a new page. So, this will be, leave some space. Okay, don't draw the number lines very close to each other. At least leave 5, 6, at least 2, 3 finger space. Yeah, that will be easy, I think. 2, 3 finger space you leave. So here I am going to focus. I am going to magnify 5.3 to 5.4 because I have a number starting from 3. I have the number after decimal point starting from 3. So I am going to magnify this area. So I'll be writing 5.3 first and the last will be 5.4. So I have 5.3, 5.31, 5.32, 5.33, 5.34, 5.35, 5.36, 5.37, 5.38, 5.39 and 5.4. 5.4. So what are the numbers? 5.3 because this is 3. It starts from 3, okay? So don't say 3, 4. I have here we have 3, 4. So I am not taking 3, 4. The number is 3 here. So I have to take the 3 and the next number. That is 5.3 and 5.4. So 5.3 as it is. Then 3, 1, 5.32, 5.33, 5.34, 5.35, 5.36, 5.37, 5.38, 5.39 and at the last it's 5.40. Okay, 40 means you can write as 5.4. Okay, now again you have to mention which area you are focusing. So I have focused 5.3. This you have to join 5.3 and 5.3 and you join 5.4 and 5.4. You can use your scale, children, to draw the dotted lines. It will be easy for you to draw the dotted lines with a scale. So what we have done, we have magnified 5.3 and 5.4. The first thing is we magnified 5 and 6. The next thing is we magnified 5.3 and 5.4. Okay, now let's come to the next step. Now what you want here? You want here, see first I just have to see only one number. That is I have to see only the one digit. That is 3. So I took 5.3 and I have to take the next number. That is 5.4. Now you have to see two numbers. What is the two number here? 3, 4. That means you are going to focus on 5.34 and you have to take the next number. So what is the next number, children? 5.35. So where are you going to magnify? You have to magnify 3, 4 and 3, 5. Are you getting my point? So what was the first number? See, this is the question, 5.348. So first of all, take 5. I took 5. What is the next number? 6. So you have to magnify 5 and 6. Done. So I magnified 5 and 6. The next number is 3. So just take 3. So where is 5.3? Here. So I have to take 5.3 and I have to take the next number. What is the next number? 5.4. Okay, done. This work is done. I have magnified. Now what is the next number? 4. Now what are you going to do? You are going to see 5.34. Where is 34? Here. Done. Now what is the next number? 5.35. So you have to magnify these two in numbers. Let's go for the last step. Draw a number line. Which number are you going to magnify? 34 and 35. So 5.34, 5.341, 5.342, 5.343, 5.344. Do not make mistake when you write the numbers, children. Be careful. Just go on adding the numbers. 3, 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5.345, 5.346. This is 4, 5, 4, 6, 5.347, 5.348, 5.349. At the last, after 349, you have to write on 5.35. Okay, so let us join the numbers. Which area have we magnified? We have magnified 5.34 and 35. Yes. So join the two numbers using the dotted lines. Yes, 34 and 35. Yes, done. Now where is our answer? What do you want? 348. Where is 348, children? Yes, see, I got the answer. So you have to just circle this answer. This is our answer. I have magnified the answer. Yes, this is your answer. Just circle your answer. It's 5.348. Okay, children, have you written? So shade, you have to highlight your answer. What is the answer here? 5.348. See? So what we have done, we started with the number line. Yes, that's 5, 6. Then what you have done, we have magnified. Which area have we magnified? We have magnified 5 and 6. So when you magnify 5 and 6, what you get? 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4 and so on. You have to just take the first number of the decimal point. What is that? 0.3. That is 5.3 and take the next number. What is the next number? 5.4. So you are going to magnify 5.3 and 5.4. So you have to write down all the numbers between them. What are the numbers? 5.31, 5.32, 5.33, 5.34, 5.35 and so on. Getting my point? Next. We took the first digit. Now what is the next number here? It's 4. That is 5.34. So you focus on 5.34. What is the next number, children? 5.35. So what are we going to do? We are going to enlarge. We are going to magnify. That is 5.34 and 5.35. So write down all the numbers. 5.341, 5.342, 5.343, 5.344, 5.345, 5.346, 5.347 and what is the answer we need? We need 5.348. See, this is our answer. So what are you going to do? You're just going to circle your answer. Okay, so we got the answer. So what is this method called, children? This method is called as successive magnification. What we have done? We have magnified. We have magnified each part. First I magnified 5 and 6. Then I magnified 5.3 and 5.4. Then I magnified 5.34 and 35. And at the last I got the required answer. So what is this method called as? What is that? Successive magnification. That is visualization. What is the meaning of visualization? seeing the steps. That is, I found the number by different steps of magnification. That is successive. Again and again, I just went on with the steps till I found the answer. Getting my point, children? That's what is the answer. Are you clear, children? Yes, very easy sum. Come on. Complete this sum. Here, I'm just going to do one more sum. Let me do the second sum. Come on. Take down the second question. The third sum will be a homework. I'll tell you how to do the third sum. Take down the second question. What is the second question, children? 6.4 bar. Yeah, it's bar. What is the meaning of bar? Already we have done. Yes, bar. Bar means that number is going to repeat. Which number is going to repeat? 4 bar. Yes. So you are going to repeat 4. How many times are you going to repeat that? 3 decimal places. 3 decimal places means you want how many numbers after decimal point? 1, 2, 3. 3 numbers after decimal point. Have you completed, children? Was this sum easy? Good. So if you just go on practicing, you people will get an idea how to do the sum. This is very easy sum, and this sum is for 5 marks. Okay? You will get the sums for 5 marks. A 5-mark question. Very easy. Yes, you can. If you do this sum, you'll get full 5 marks. Okay, let's go for sum number 2. It's 6.4 bar up to 3 decimal places. What you have to do? You have to find 6.4 bar up to 3 decimal places. So what will be the answer? So 6.4 bar is equal to 3 decimal places. 4 bar means this number. Which number is going to repeat again and again? 4 is going to repeat again and again. How many times are you going to repeat it? Up to 3 decimal places. So this is equal to 6.444. Very simple. So 6.4 bar will be written as 6.444. Are you clear with this sum, children? So how are you going to write on 6.4 bar as? You're going to write it as 6.444. Why I am writing only 3 times? Because I have been asked only to write down up to 3 decimal places. So after decimal point, 1 place, 2 place and 3 place. Here. Okay, let's start with the sum. Come on. The first thing is you're going to draw a number line. You have to do the sums along with me. Come on, children. Draw a number line. Okay, done. Let me take the first number. What is the first number? It's 6. So what is the next number to 6? 7. So which numbers you want on the number line? You want the number till 7. So put here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because what is the first number? 6. What is the first number here? 6. So 6 and the next number, that is 7. Here no problem, we can just take 2 negative numbers. Enough. Because I am going to magnify this area, I am going to enlarge this area. So write down 6 and 7. Here 2 numbers are enough. So draw fast, children. Draw a number line. -2, -1. Then you have to take the positive sides also. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because the first number is 6. I have to take the next number also. What is the next number of 6? 7. So plot 6 and 7 also on the number line. Have you completed, children? Okay, good. Come on, let's draw the next one. Yes. Now, what is the next number, children? 0.4. Okay, 0.4. Okay, so I want to, I'll just tell you this later on. 6 and 7, yes. So we will be magnifying this area. Which area are you going to magnify? 6 and 7. So write down here 6. Start from 6, children. What is the next number? Good. 6.1. What is the next number? 6.2. What is the next number? 6.3. Next number? 6.4. Next number? 6.5. Next number? 6.6. Come on, complete the remaining numbers. 6, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, 6.5, 6.6. What is the next number, children? 6.7. Yes, good. Next. 6.8. Good. Next. 6.9. Okay, after 9, you write down the last number. What is the number? It's 7. We have found that you have the starting number as 6, yes, children? So it lies between 6 and the next number, that is 7. So you have to write down 6 and 7. What you have done? You have magnified. You have just kept a magnifying lens and you have enlarged it. So I got this number. Now what is the next thing? You are going to join 6, 6 and you are going to join 7, 7. You use your scale, children. That will be good. See? Use your scale means you will get a straight line. Try to draw a straight line. Don't draw a snake. Don't draw a rope. Okay, you have to draw a straight line. Many people will draw a snake. I know. No, I don't want a snake. Okay, I want a straight line. That's all. Okay, I have tried my best to draw a straight line. Yes, children. And here you have to meet 7. That 7 is easy. Straight. I can draw that line. Okay. So I have drawn 7. Okay. So we have enlarged 6 and 7. Okay, now let's go for the next number. What is the next number we have? 0.4. Okay, 0.4. So put here 0.4. Okay. Where is 6.4? Here, yes. So you have to take this number and you have to take the next number. What is the next number? 6.5. So you are going to focus on these two numbers. Okay, children? So let's draw a number line. Yes, I have drawn a number line. Do not draw the number lines very close to each other. At least have 3 to 4 finger spaces. So this is 6.4 to 6.5. So I'll put here 6.4. What is the next number, children? Remember to start with 1. That's all. Do not get confused. We just go on adding 1, 2, 3 and so on. So 6.41. Write down slowly. No need to hurry. Write down neatly. Do not measure. Write down the numbers with the proper space. You can use your scale for writing the proper measurement. If you use your scale, you just what you have to do is, children, you have to just keep your scale first of all, and using the scale you have to go on marking the lines. At least you mark 10 lines and then you can go on writing the values. It will be easy. It will look neat also. Keep your scale and just 0. You have 0. Yes, so 1 mark line there. In 1 centimeter 1 mark, 2 centimeter 1 mark, like that. If you do means we can go on writing the value directly. 6.41, 6.42. It will be easy and it will be neat also. Okay, 6.41, 6.42, 6.43, 6.44, 6.45, 6.46. What is the next number? See, 4 we started. 6.41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Next, 47, 6.47, 6.48, 6.49, 49. Next is 50. Actually, we should not read as 49. Just for your understanding. 49. Next number is 50. That is 6.5. So 6.5. So are you clear? Yes. So I took the first number 6 and the next number 6 and 7. I took 6.4. What is the next number of 6.4? 6.5. So you join these two numbers. 6.4. Yeah, I have joined 6.4. And you have to join 6.5. Yeah, here. 6.5. Yes, that. Completed. 6.5. Draw the numbers properly. Draw the number lines properly. So I have joined 6.4 and 6.5. I'm just saying you that you have to use your scale for drawing the dotted lines. Draw a straight line as much as possible. You can just keep the scale like on exactly on 6.4 and 6.4 and you can draw dotted lines. It will be easy for you. Have you completed? Okay. Shall we move further? Now we have completed 4, yes? 6.4 is done. Now what is the next number? It's 44. So write down here 6.44. Now where is 6.44 children? Yeah, I found here. It's here. 6.44. What is the next number? 6.45. So which area are you going to magnify? You're going to magnify 6.44 and 6.45. Let's magnify this two. Come on. So draw a number line. Okay. So here it's 6 points. So first I took 6. I enlarged 6 and 7. Then I took 6.4. So I took 6.4 and 6.5. I enlarged that area. The next one is 6.44. So I am going to take 6.44 and the next number. What is the next number? 6.45. So you are going to enlarge. So you know how to write the numbers. I'll start from 6.44. What is the next number, children? Go on adding 1. That's all. Very simple. 6.441. 6.442. Do not get confused. 441. 442. Next. 6.443. Good. Next number. Come on, fill the number line. It's 6.44. 6.441. 6.442. 6.443. Next. 6.444. 443. 444. Next. 6.445. 6.446. 445. 446. 6.447. 6.448. 447. 448. 6.449. 449. Last number is 6.45. 6.45. This is 449. So 450. So 400. This is just for your understanding purpose. Actually, we don't read the numbers together. After the decimal point, you have to read as a single number 445. Just take for our reference 449. The next number is 450. So 450 means don't take 0. You have to just take 45. That's 6.45. Now you have to join these two numbers. Join the numbers 6.44. Yes, I have joined. And also you have to join 6.45. 6.4. Join 6.44 and 6.45. Have you joined the numbers? So what we have done? We have magnified. What are we doing? We are magnifying 6.44 and 6.45. Okay. Now let us find out the answer. Where is the answer? What do you have to find out? You have to find out 6.444. Where is this number, children? Find out this number. 44, 441, 6.442, 6.443. Yes. Here is the number. Yes. Highlight your answer. This is the answer. Just don't go on shading, children. Just draw one line. Okay? This is the required answer. 6.444. Yes, we have found our answer. So we found the answer. Yes. Are you clear, children? So what is this method called as? This method is called as successive magnification. This we went on magnifying. We are going on magnifying until we get the answer. Successive magnification. The next one step, the next step, the third step, and go on till you are success in your target. What is the target? The target is to find 6.44. So what are you going to do? You are going to find your target. So how are you going to find your target? By magnifying. Once you magnify, again you are going to magnify. Again you are going to magnify. And you are going to magnify until you get your target. So we have come to our target, that is 6.44. Are you clear, children? So we have completed our sum number 2, and now your work, you have to complete exercise 2.4, the third subpart. Okay, first one and the second subpart I have done as classwork. The third one will be a homework, and with this we complete our exercise 2.4. Okay, children, a very small exercise and an easy exercise also. We have completed our exercise 2.4, and I'll tell you how to do the sum number 3. I'll just give you a hint how to do. Very simple thing. You have to, what is the question given to you? 4.73 bar up to 4 decimal places. Very simple. 4 decimal places. You know what is the meaning of 73 bar? Which number is going to repeat again and again? 73. But you have to write down up to 4 places. So 4.7373. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here actually this is a 4-digit number. That is, you have 4 places of the decimal point. So you will have one more line. That's all. For 3 places we got 1, 2, 3 lines. Yes. For 4 places you will get one more line. So if you have 3 place after the decimal point, you will get total 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 4 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4 means 4 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means how many lines you will get? 1, 2, 3, 4. One more line you will get. That's all. And the remaining matter is same. So first of all, you see for 4. So you have to take 4 and 5. Then you have to go for 4.7. So you focus on 4.7 and 4.8. Then you have 4.73. So you focus on 4.73 and 74 and so on. You are getting my point, children? Yeah, good. So complete your third subpart as your homework. Then now some extra questions for you. You are going to take your homework note. Write on your homework note. Come on. You have two distributions. The first part is your classwork and the second half is your homework note. So take down your homework note. Write on today's date. Write on today's date. Write on the homework questions. Write on. Represent. Write on question. Represent. First one. 9.3. I'll not give 9.3. Go on. Okay. 8.765 and 2. 3.5 bar up to 4 decimal places. So you have total 3 questions. One is your homework question, that is 2.4, the third sum you're going to do. And the next one is you're going to do 8.765. This is like your first sum. And this is 3.5 bar up to 4 places. So in the book you have up to 3 decimal places. I have given you 1 place extra. So 3.5 bar up to 4 decimal places using successive magnification method. Using successive magnification. What is the meaning of successive magnification? You have to go on, magnify, and you have to get the answer. Okay, children? I hope you were clear with today's class. Yes, children? So you have to just go on practicing with your sums. Maths is an easy subject if you people do the work properly, if you attend the class properly, if you go on practicing the sums properly, and if you just go on listening to the things carefully, if you just follow everything properly, maths will be the easiest subjects compared to all the other subjects. The thing is, you have to put your whole concentration when you are being taught in the class. Not only that, if we just go on teaching some sums, the thing is you have to put on practice until you become perfect. Yes. So we have already heard about the proverb that practice makes a man perfect. So you have to go on practicing until you become perfect. And that's up to you. You just go on practicing 1 time, you can go on practicing 2 times, you can go on practicing how many times you wish. But you have to practice till you get. Okay, children. So with this, we stop our class over here and we will be continuing with the next exercise in the next class.